Things are getting nasty. What took you so long?
I had to get out of bed, you know, which meant, first of all, I had to actually wake up, you know, which was difficult because I'm having a problem getting to sleep.
He must have come back in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I know. You know what? There was something in his eyes. I knew that I wasn't getting through to him.
Well, maybe he's having a hard time understanding why he's being denied his basic human rights.
Yeah, or maybe he's just not sober, right? That's hard to tell.
Well,
sometimes.
drunk or sober, why shouldn't he be here? It's a public park.
Oh, you're right. Hey, what?
Mitchell,
hey,
you can't leave him alone!
Stay away from my stuff. Have a little respect.
No weapons, okay?
I need that.
No, you don't. Weapons are bad, all right? Weapons almost always mean you're going to jail, okay?
Oh, he's going to jail, all right.
I've called the police. Oh, sir, was that really necessary?
Come on, can we talk about it?
We have to go now, then, all right?
I can't go, man. This is my home.
What are you, a social worker or something?
What? No, I'm his lawyer, as a matter of fact.
His lawyer. Yeah, right.
Well, what's that supposed to mean?
It means you look like you live in a park yourself.
Well, that's not very... I've got some sleep issues, okay?
Look, just get him out of here, okay? Before we lose it.
All right, we're on our way. Listen, Mick, don't you remember me telling you there was a court order prohibiting you from being in the park?
No, just the playground.
Not just the playground, the entire park.
They don't want me here at all?
No.
Well, that's just mean.
He's right. It's mean and selfish.
Look, shut up, Caitlin.
Look, if you had your way, this whole place would be a homeless campground, okay? We want him gone.
Speak for yourself.
He is speaking for all our fellow residents who are frightened and upset about this invasion of our neighborhood.
Invasion, please. One harmless guy.
Harmless until he rapes or murders somebody.
Oh,
come
no,
on.
hey, he's never done a violent thing in his life. He has no violent history. I mean, you can talk about invasion, okay?
He bathes himself in our wading pool.
So?
Okay, I have some questionable habits, but I play with your dogs. I toss the ball to your kids.
I don't want you near my kids.
But I'm a good guy. I'm usually drunk, but I...
You're an eyesore.
An eyesore? That hurt.
Oh, see, that hurt. You can't just talk to him like he's got no feelings, okay?
He may be an eyesore, but you are a heartless, insensitive,
Look,
mean...
maybe it's
cruel.
okay for you to have half the third world working in your house, Caitlin, but this is our world. He's messing up here.
Our world?
Yes, our world.
Get a grip, okay? This is a public park. All he was doing was sleeping in it, okay?
All right, enough of this soft-headed babble.
Sir.
Okay.
Hey,
Don't touch my stuff!
Tosses.
Do something!
All right.
Okay, that's assault.
What did I say?
Assault. He's defending his property.
Oh, that's right. He was. Okay, so let's call it even and we'll be on our way, all right? What do you...
Good.
Okay.
And we'll clean up this mess. Come on.
That tent does not belong to you, Sheila. You leave it where it is!
Don't touch my clothes! You can't even move it!
Look, ladies, can we all just... Hey,
Now remember the elbow. The elbow is the strongest point on your body. You use it properly, you can fracture a skull. But you have to be willing to cause maximum damage.
Well, I don't necessarily...
Mind you, that's only if your attacker's in close. If it's just a mugger and he's after your wallet, the smart thing to do is just give it up.
Yeah, for sure. I would just hand it over and then...
No! Never hand it over. Throw it somewhere and run. He'd rather have the money than you. Can you remember that?
Throw the wallet, run.
Good. And even if he has a gun, seriously, because the odds of you getting hit are like 4 in 100, and the odds of a bullet actually striking a vital organ.
Wow, this is really interesting information.
It
but
is. I got it off the Women in Peril website.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I don't need to think of myself as a woman in peril.
Lies! Fascist brags! This is bullshit!
They're all in peril. These are very stressful times.
I mean, I'm just trying not to let that...
You know, that scar is really kind of red. I would consider covering it up if I were you. It screams victim. And if there's a van parked next to you, enter your car from the passenger side. Predators often attack their victims while they're getting into their car.
I don't actually have a car.
And if you get abducted and thrown into a trunk,
Abducted?
yes, you kick out the taillights, stick out your arm and wave. The kidnapper won't see you, but other drivers will. And unless they're all cowardly assholes, somebody's gonna come to your rescue.
Got it.
Oh, and the most important thing, stop being so nice to everybody. Quit smiling all the time and making your eyes go all big and amazed like you're some kind of an idiot or something.
Stop looking like an idiot.
No,
Check.
Yeah.
It belonged to my father.
It's obviously too big.
Nice desk.
Very
I
nice.
couldn't just leave it in storage.
Why not?
Because it felt like I was leaving my father in storage.
So that's the reason to put my desk in the hall?
Well, there wasn't room enough for both of them.
How are you guys doing?
Really well, thanks.
I have made the biggest mistake of my life.
Oh, come on, you don't mean that.
Okay, let's go.
Just get off!
Everything's great. This is going to be a highly productive partnership. I can feel it.
Give it a week.
He's gone.
Who's gone?
James! I came in and his office was empty.
I know, I helped him pack it up last night.
You helped?
I know when a guy's all washed up. He left you notes in all his cases.
But no, I don't. Wait a minute. Where does it? I don't. But what's he gonna do?
Well, he did talk about going to Tanzania to dig wells.
He's in Tanzania.
That's his ultimate destination. He said in the meantime he can be reached. See? Under the blue alien. He can be reached here, but only if it's really important.
Well, I think it's important for him to explain himself, don't you? Well, no, Nancy, maybe you should just let him be
he
for
just
now.
needs a change.
He can have a change later. Right now, he has to come back to work. Nancy! No! He can't quit. He's got responsibilities. People rely on him. Wow, that's a lot of work.
I know, maybe we should get a replacement.
What? A replacement? No, that's a bit.
Look, you know what? James is gone. He's moved on. So should we. He was a lovely guy, but let's face it, he was a mess. I bet he's gonna have a whole new life filled with positive feelings and great adventures.
The barium enema will help your doctor determine the cause of your abdominal discomfort.
My diarrhea, the blood in my stools?
Whatever. We're looking for irritations in the large intestine, polyps or diverticuli, small pockets in the lining where food can get trapped. I'm now going to insert a small tube into your rectum and fill it with a special radioactive liquid.
Oh, radioactive liquid, my favorite kind. That's actually not a small tube, by the way.
I meant its circumference. After the liquid is inserted, air gets pumped into your intestine.
And what's that going to feel like?
It's going to feel like air is being pumped into your intestine. The enema could cause some cramping. I might make you feel as if you have to move your bowels. If that happens, just suck on the tube.
Suck on the tube. Well, okay, whatever that means.
Now take a deep breath and relax your sphincter.
Oh, that's not a small tube at all, actually.
Did you see the crazed look in their eyes? Like they were possessed or something. I thought they were going to lynch me.
Yeah, well, they're not very nice people. So I guess I'm wondering, why do you want to live there then?
Oh, well, it's important to live in a good neighborhood.
Yeah, no, I know, but
Because if I go back into a shelter, you know, I'm only going to be surrounded by drug addicts and other alcoholics, and let's face it, they're not exactly great role models.
Oh, so you're looking for role models?
It's not too late, is it?
No, it's just...
I mean, the people in that neighborhood, they're not nice to me, but they're very nice to each other, and it's important that I observe that kind of behavior.
Okay, but if I get you out again, you're what? You're just gonna go back there?
Unless you got a better idea?
Yeah, not go back there.
No, I'm gonna plan for me to go somewhere else where children play and people walk their dogs and it's safe and clean and people go, "Hey, Woody, how's it going?" And keep it up, Woody. You can do it.
But Woody, have you ever lived in a world where people say things like, you know, like those things?
Not really.
Right.
But it's never too late. Or is it?
There are a lot of unfortunate-looking young women in those cells. Is there anything I can do to help them?
No, probably not, no.
But it's hard to look at those women and not offer assistance.
Try. Because you really shouldn't even be in there, right? I mean, if you hadn't bitten that policeman.
I thought it was Sheila's hand. Oh, why wasn't she arrested?
Oh, well, for defending herself, so...
You know, I gave them the name of my cleaning lady, which I didn't really want to do because I was afraid they'd steal her. But I don't want to be that kind of person, so I gave them Magda's number, and Sheila treated her like shit. They have a nice house, 3 cars, but treat a cleaning lady with respect? Or help out a poor homeless guy? No way.
Maybe they'd like me better if I did volunteer work. There's got to be something I can do in the community.
Okay, like what?
Babysitting?
I don't think so.
I could be their pool boy.
No, that's not gonna happen either.
Well, can you think of anything?
Well, maybe you could lecture to the little children on the perils of substance abuse. No, I'm just joking. Hey, so sometimes you have to laugh, right?
Yeah, but not at my expense, eh?
Oh, yeah, sorry. No, you're right. I'm sorry.
It's the trees.
Sorry?
The trees in that neighborhood, they're huge, you know? I mean, the amount of oxygen they must pump out, you know? People do think better and behave better when they get more oxygen in their brain, you know? That's what, if I gotta live downtown with the bad air and the drug addicts and the little trees, I think I'm gonna lose it, you know? A lot of homeless people just lose it.
Yeah.
Magda went to work for them, and they gave her $40 to clean their 5-bedroom house. And then Sheila had the nerve to call me and complain about her. She didn't dust off my knickknacks. She didn't clean out the fridge. It's because she's Hungarian.
Sheila?
Magda. She thinks she's worthless.
Magda thinks Sheila's worthless.
Magda thinks Sheila's an asshole. When am I getting out of here?
Well, I'm gonna get you into bail as soon as your husband gets down here.
Oh, don't even get me started on my husband.
Okay.
Yeah, I know he was just doing his job, but nothing was gonna stop me from taking our baby out of that hospital.
This is all my fault.
You gotta stop saying that, okay? It doesn't help.
Yeah, and it isn't true. Chris is the one who did all the pushing.
Yeah, but only because I got him so worked up. I don't get you, Alice. Chris pushed the guy? Are you sure you're going in there with the right attitude?
My attitude's fine. You said it was your fault. I was just pointing out that
We don't
Chris
need you pointing things out. We need you to get behind us.
No, she's right. I fucked
Look,
up.
Jill,
Hey.
all I'm getting at is when you testify, I don't want you focusing on the assault, whose fault it was or wasn't. I just need you to concentrate on
Lily
the fact
wouldn't
that
stop crying, and that goddamn nurse wouldn't listen to me. So I freaked out and turned on Chris like I always do when I'm stressed. He was just doing what I...
Look, you gotta make them understand that. We were just so worried about Lily. We didn't know why she was having those seizures.
Still don't really know. They say now it's some kind of parallel epilepsy, but then...
Then we didn't have a clue. And the thing is when Lily gets upset and she starts to cry a lot, she can lose her breath.
And she starts to gasp for air. There's nothing we can do to stop her from crying.
Her body goes limp and her eyes, they roll back in her head. But the first time it happened, we thought she was dead.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, look, this is really going to be tough on you guys, the trial. You're going to have to try to just...
Stay calm. We've heard that a lot. Just wait here. Try to stay calm.
I just meant that...
No one in that hospital ever really talked to us. Ever really explained what was going on. I guess they thought we were too stupid to understand. Too stupid and too young to be parents.
Well, I'm going to show that that's not true. And we just won't focus on the things you might or might not have done wrong, okay? We're going to concentrate on the love and concern that you had for your daughter and the stress you were under because of the seizures, not knowing how to handle them, and the long wait in ER.
You think they'll give a shit?
How about I promise not to stop talking until they do?
It's a good job. I just feed the dog and turn on the floodlights at night. Minimum wage plus fringe benefits.
What do you mean, fringe benefits?
Access to certain things which a person might need so he can move something from one place to another place without anyone knowing what that something is. Like these old rims, which could be placed on a vehicle which currently has shiny new spinners, thereby making it seem unlikely to be taken for the same vehicle.
When you stole it.
Which I'm not saying I did, only that it would be a good example of what I meant when I used the word fringe benefits. Come on.
Where are we going?
You said you wanted to see James.
And you said you didn't know where he was.
And then you said you'd pay me.
Which made you change your mind?
Which made me remember the exact words which were used when I talked to him, and I believe they were that I promised not to tell anyone where he was.
Which means?
If I had to do something and you happened to come with me and we happened to be in the same place that a certain person that you were looking for also is, then I could accept a small fee for letting you come with me.
How much?
Well, I did promise.
$25. That's all you're getting
25?
from me.
30.
That's all I have. No.
Oh, man.
I'll be right back.
Going, babe.
075.
Jack, it's your Aunt Ronnie.
I don't have an Aunt Ronnie. I have an Uncle Ronnie, I think. 170. Holy shit. Bingo. Bingo! Bingo!
Come on, Jack, let me in.
Room 47 at the Hillcrest. Bingo. You're damn right I'll bring the card over. My name is Ringo. and I get bingo, and I get it, 'cause I'm a man. My name is Ringo, and I get bingo.
Oh, hi.
Hey, I know you. Don't I know you?
Yeah, you know me.
Rosie, you're Rosie.
No, I'm Ronnie.
Ronnie?
Yeah.
Ronnie, wow. Well, how the hell are you, Ronnie?
Well, how the hell are you, Jack?
I'll tell you how I am. I'm a winner. I'm
Okay.
a winner at closed-circuit bikini bingo, and
Okay.
life doesn't get any better
Oh, my
than
goodness.
that.
Yeah, oh, good. Well, that...
Well, you're
okay.
old, but what the hell,
Oh,
huh?
okay, all right, just stop. Do you mind if I just turn this off?
Be my guest until tomorrow, sweetheart.
Okay, all right. So, Jack, I heard that you were back from wherever you've been.
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was like somewhere in the Bahamas.
Oh, I got old fast. I didn't need to, What's your name again?
I'm Ronnie. I'm your father's half-sister. You're my nephew. My son, Elliot, is your cousin.
Oh, yeah, Ellie. How's his stutter?
It's better. Listen, Jack, I was talking to your dad, and he said that you've been reinstated, that you're back in the bar.
Back in the bar, back at the bar, back on the bar.
Yeah, so you do want to practice law again, right?
Definitely. I definitely want to practice again. I want to keep practicing until I get it right.
Their baby had had a seizure at home. It can be a scary thing, but it's not necessarily serious.
And was she having a seizure at the time of the incident?
No, she had a fever, but she seemed healthy enough. I'd undressed her and started to take her temperature with a rectal thermometer. The baby was fussing, and the parents were getting upset, especially the mother.
Did that bother you?
I see a lot of parents get upset when their babies cry. And these two were just babies themselves, in over their heads. So I just got on with my job.
Taking the baby's temperature?
Yes, while the mother screamed at me to stop hurting her baby. Nonsense like that.
So what was Mr. Brewer doing while his wife was screaming at you?
Just standing there like he didn't know what to do. And then the two of them started arguing. She was telling him to do something, stop letting her treat us like kids. I wanted to tell her to relax, but I didn't get a chance.
And why was that?
The dad just suddenly grabbed the baby off the table, pushed past me, and started towards the exit. She wasn't even wearing a diaper.
So what did you do?
Well, I called a code white.
Okay, what is that?
Well, it's a call for assistance, to deal with threatening or abusive patients mostly. But I didn't know what he was going to do with that baby, and she needed to be seen by a doctor.
Was there a response to your call for help?
Yes, the orderly came running and got in front of the dad, trying to stop him. You know, trying to talk to him. But the dad just plowed through him and sent him flying. That young man is strong, and he was out of control.
Why did you try to stop them?
What do you mean?
Well, they're not required to stay. If they're not happy with the care their baby receives, they're free to leave, aren't they?
Like I said, that baby had to be seen by a doctor.
How did you know they weren't going to do that? Leave the hospital and take their child to a doctor immediately.
They didn't impress me as being smart enough.
Well, they were smart enough to bring their baby to the hospital in the first place. Smart enough to take her out when she was being mistreated.
Mistreated? I was certainly not mistreating that baby.
Do you think it's possible that
I don't
in
know who you
retrospect
think
you
you're
might have
talking
overreacted?
to, but...
Did you hear my question?
No, I didn't hear your question, but I want to tell you that I have been a nurse for 25 years, 10 of those in the ER, and I know what my job was. My job was to administer care to that baby. The baby's father panicked. He needed to sit tight and wait for the doctor.
How long does a distraught parent have to wait for a doctor before he's allowed to panic? Do you remember the mother asking you to take the baby's temperature when she's lying on her stomach because she doesn't cry when it's taken that way?
That's not how I was trained to do it. And that baby was crying because she was tired and not feeling well.
Did you even try to do it the way the parents suggested, just to humor them?
No.
But you knew that they'd brought her in because she'd had a seizure, and that excessive crying can cause seizures?
That can happen, yes.
Well, it seems like a small thing to listen to the parents and try to stop the baby from crying, especially when it can lead to such serious consequences.
I'm sorry, is there something specific you would like her to say? Because I didn't hear a question in there.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm sorry would be a good start. Do you have any experience with infantile seizures?
In 25 years as a nurse, lots of them.
What about status seizures, which is a series of seizures that can go on sometimes for more than an hour?
Those can be stopped with proper medication.
But they can be damaging, even fatal.
In rare cases.
And terrifying for a parent to witness, absolutely terrifying, and something that you'd think this witness would be trying to avoid at all costs, even if it meant doing something as radical as turning a baby over and taking her temperature on her stomach. I have nothing further.
Hop on.
No, it's okay. I got a cab waiting. I'll see you
Yeah,
there.
but this is more fun.
Hop
Hop on the back with Jack.
Yeah, so I was working, just like I always work, and most of the guys I saw that day were all guys I've been seeing for a while, you know, all regulars. Then this guy comes in, and I knew right away he was a cop, and he starts with all the usual small talk, blah, blah, blah. Then he says, "What are you offering?" And I say right back, "What do you want?" Because I'm thinking I can only get in trouble for this if he won't tell me, because then it's going to be entrapment. Anyway, he says, "I'd like a blowjob, and it better be good." So I say yes, I do it. The way I do it is very good, and he says that was the best blowjob.
I'm gonna have to stop you there for. Are you gonna be much longer?
Oh, almost done.
Okay, just sorry, keep going. Yeah, so he says over and over again it's the best one he's ever had, and then he leaves. Then he comes right back in with this other guy who's also a cop, and then they arrest me for soliciting and keeping a common body house. And I'm thinking, what the hell is that all about? Okay, he gets the blowjob, compliments me on the blowjob, mind you, and then arrests me? Are they allowed to do that? No.
You just go on in. I'll be in a minute.
Look, see those guys?
Yeah, look, you
They're a
can't
gang.
just...
I've got a gang. I mean, they're a small gang and they're relatively new, but individually they each have extremely long criminal records. So I hope so, and I think I'm gonna be okay. You know, I mean, in terms of me not starving to death, right?
We're gonna need to talk.
Yeah, absolutely. Any advice? I've got a gang. I've got myself a gang. I've got myself a gang. I've got a gang, and it's really good.
If she has no record, then why wasn't this woman released from the station?
She insisted on staying with her co-accused, Your Worship.
Miss Flannery is a woman of deep compassion and concern, Your Worship, and I think she just felt like it
I
was
didn't want
her-
them to beat him up. I've heard stories about homeless guys who get roughed up on their way to court.
Who told you these stories, ma'am?
I think I did.
Has that ever happened to you, sir?
Not that I can recall, but my memory's no good.
Okay. Well, you're here now, and you seem to be in pretty good shape. Is there any reason why she has to be in the dock?
Not unless she's grown fond of it for some reason. I'm prepared to consent to her release. And I'm prepared to take her home and lock her in the house. Who are you, sir? I'm her long-suffering husband.
Go home, Jake. As usual, I don't need you. I'm not going anywhere until this man is released, too.
No, she doesn't mean that. I think she's just,
You're making a point. Yeah, oh, for God's sake, woman, let it go.
No, I will not let it go. This is important.
Everything's important. The child weavers in Indonesia, the renewable forest in the Amazon, and of equal importance is the homeless guy in our neighborhood park.
That's right. And when are you going to stop being such a fathead and get that?
Okay, let's cool it. Sorry to interrupt, Your Worship. Is there any chance you can just let him go at it? It's been kind of a slow morning.
Did you hear that, ma'am? The Crown Attorney thinks that you're entertaining.
Well, maybe he should just try to live with her.
Okay, well, there's no need for a... You know what? I think we should try to portray her sympathetically, okay?
Are you her lawyer?
Yes, I am.
God help us. Caitlin, I have an idea. Maybe you should just stay in jail and really learn what it feels like to be amongst the marginalized members of our society.
You don't want to let her do that. It's really not very nice.
I can take it.
No, you can't. Okay, Your Worship, Miss Flannery belongs at home, okay, until this matter can be resolved.
Of course she does, and I'm not opposed to release on her own recognizance.
Okay, let her out, please.
What about him?
It's okay.
Are you just going to throw him in jail and forget about him?
Oh, we never forget. Our thoughts will be with him every waking moment.
What is this guy's problem?
What is the Crown's position on Mr. Gallagher?
It's reverse onus, Your Worship. It appears he has a hard time obeying court orders, so unless there's somebody to supervise him...
I can do it.
That's a lovely thought, but co-accused can't bail each other out.
Well, then my husband can do it, and he can live in our house.
No, he can't. Yeah, you know what? I'm not so crazy about that either. I just don't want them living together.
Yeah, who knows what kind of evil plotting they'll get up to.
He can live in the basement.
Still too close.
We can renovate the garage.
Oh, unbelievable.
The garage, wow. That's a lot of space. I don't need that much space. I could live under your porch.
Oh, do you hear that, Caitlin? He can live under our porch. Has anyone ever heard anything more ridiculous than that? Every day, sir. Every single day.
I think he was searching for a reason to keep on living.
And he wanted you to give him one.
That's how I interpreted it.
What are you doing?
protecting the upholstery from the sun's rays that can really damage the fabric.
Why should you care? It's not your car.
An act of kindness. I do stuff like this all the time.
You're going to steal it, aren't you? You'll wait for the woman to get back in, and when she sees a rear window is blocked, she'll get out to remove the obstruction, and that's when you jump in and steal it.
Well, that's just crazy. Where'd you get a crazy idea like that?
Everybody knows about the rear window obstacle
No,
thing.
they don't.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, well, the guy with the fancy hubcap sure as hell didn't. She didn't even thank me.
Okay, where is James? You told me you were taking me to see James.
Call him Jimmy. He likes to be called Jimmy now.
Call me Jimmy.
Are you all right? What are you doing here?
Well, I'd explain, but you probably interrupt me continually, so I'd rather not be bothered.
I told her you wanted to be left alone, Jimmy, but she didn't listen.
She never does.
I promise I'll listen now, okay?
And when I'm finished explaining, will you be understanding? No, you'll be judgmental and harsh. Besides, the only thing you need to know is that this work that I'm doing here...
Stocking shelves for Bucky's aunt.
This work is the kind of thing that I should be doing right now.
Well, I disagree. I think you need to confront your demons.
I don't want to confront my demons. I want to put these tiny donuts on this shelf.
What about your family? Are they happy you're doing this?
I'm not in communication with them at the present time.
That's kind of sad, Jimmy.
Well, they should probably get used to living without me.
What does that mean?
It means Jimbo needs time to
Look,
find
I was
himself.
talking to him!
What the hell? Get that dog out of here!
It's okay, Aunt Vi. He's well trained.
Get him out of here before I kick his teeth in.
Yeah, okay. We're going. See ya.
She comes across as tough because she's all alone here. It's a rough neighborhood. You need me, don't you, Violet?
If you say so.
So you're not coming back?
Not in the foreseeable future, no. So if you'll excuse me.
You gonna buy anything?
No.
Well, don't come back if you're not willing to make a purchase.
My career isn't working out the way I thought it would.
Really?
I never win. Even when I think I do, I don't really. Also, I don't care about the people I represent, and because I don't care about them, I don't really care what happens to them.
Well, maybe you could work on that.
I try, but maybe I need a change too. Maybe I could work here with you.
Okay, I can see where this is going, and I really don't think
Maybe
that...
I could work here with you until I figure things out,
No,
okay?
no, you can't do that. You have to keep trying. Besides, Alice needs you.
Alice needs you.
Look, you have to go back, and you have to go back now.
Can I come visit you?
Sure, but only if you really, 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 really need to, if it's an emergency.
I was helping move a patient from her wheelchair into a gurney when I heard the code white. I ran down to the ER, and when I got there, I saw that man come running out of a room carrying a baby that was only wearing its undershirt. And then I saw a woman come running out of the room, and she was crying, and she was carrying some stuff, the baby clothes, I think. And then I heard the nurse yelling at them to stop.
So what did you think was happening?
That they were stealing that baby, maybe. I mean, I didn't know they were the parents. So I put myself in front of the man to slow him down, but he ran right into me.
What, did he knock you down?
He gave me this huge shove, and I was thrown into a gurney, which rolled out from under me, and I fell onto the floor and flipped over.
So you were injured?
Oh, yes, I was injured.
You're not a security guard, are you?
No, I'm an orderly.
That's what I thought. So restraining angry family members, is that part of your job?
It's part of my job to respond to a nurse's call for help, yeah.
Do you get special training for that?
No.
Because it seems pretty unsafe to send out untrained staff members to descend on family members who feel they're just protecting their children. I mean, that's a situation with a surefire volatility factor, don't you think?
Your Honor, regardless of what Mr. Mendez thinks about what might be the dangers of his job, that's not why he's here today.
That's true, Ms. DeRay. He's not here to defend, explain, condone, or otherwise justify the policies of the hospital.
Well, someone should. Someone needs to point out that this particular policy puts both the hospital staff and the family member in harm's way.
This man was just doing his job, and he suffered a debilitating injury for his trouble.
And this man was just looking out for his sick daughter. They're at that hospital. They've got this daughter. They don't know what's wrong with her. Nobody has any answers. Nobody even talks to them. And then when they try to take some action, everybody overreacts. The orderly, the nurse. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't call in the ETF.
Okay, counsel, that's enough.
Well, does this mean you're finished?
Actually, it means I'm raring to go.
I can't believe it.
So how do you like our house?
It's fantastic. And you've decorated very tastefully.
Oh.
I'm just guessing about that.
When are you coming home, Caitlin?
You heard what that snooty crown guy said. I can't be under the same roof as him. I'll be fine here.
Are you sure that you want to go through with this?
You bet she does. You're gonna show them, aren't you, Caitlin? No matter how big a fool it makes you look like.
Yes, I want to see if they try and kick me out of here, too.
Maybe we should help her with this.
No, you can't be in there.
Don't look at me like that. I'm not gonna be any part of this lunacy. You're on your own, Caitlin, you hear?
And when aren't I? Especially when it comes to bucking the establishment.
The establishment. This woman is trapped in the 60s. Well, what are you gonna do when the fuzz shows up? Oh, that's gonna be such a bummer, man.
That's right, ridicule me. You know, that's about all you're good for. This happens to be a very well thought out demonstration. To prove a point, mister.
And the point is that you're nuts.
Does seem a little wacky.
You know, it might actually help our case, right? I mean, the cops probably aren't going to arrest her for sleeping in the park. Nice middle-aged woman, camping out, you know, not hurting anybody.
I wasn't hurting anyone either.
And that is something we're going to throw right back in their face, right?
What? Yes. You know what? Instead of mocking her, I think that you should be proud of her. Really. I mean, you know, how many people will go this far to,
Yeah. Tell me about it. Come on, let's go home.
Great. Are we barbecuing tonight?
Whatever.
Cool.
They kept us waiting over an hour just to see a nurse. And there were all these people around us, coughing, hacking, vomiting.
It was busy.
Yeah, and we're sitting there with our little baby, and we were scared. I mean, the seizure had stopped, but she didn't look good to me. She was really pale. And after we were seen by that nurse and she didn't tell us anything, we asked how long we'd have to wait to see a doctor. She just shrugged and said, look around. Lots of people are waiting. Yeah, mostly drunks and dopers. I mean, we were there with a baby, for Christ's sake. And then this other nurse comes in.
What did she do?
What she did was start the whole thing. She took Lily from me. She didn't tell me what she was going to do or anything. She just laid her on this table and started taking her temperature.
And what was Lily doing?
She was screaming. She always screams if you try to take her temperature on her back. If she'd have told me what she was going to do, I could have said, put her on her tummy and put the thermometer in. That way she would have been fine.
And you tried to explain this?
Yeah, over and over again. But she just kept saying she knew what she was doing. This was the proper way. She'd been doing it like this for years. Yeah, and Lily was getting all red in the face just like she had before the seizure.
So the nurse ignored your advice and you...
I started to freak out.
And what about Chris?
Yeah, he was probably upset too.
Probably?
I mean, not like me. I was losing, and that's the thing. He always tries to stay calm, and that drives me crazy, you know? So
okay, so you were both basically very...
I'm just trying to say, when I see him like that being too calm, I think it's because he's not really paying attention. He doesn't really get what's going on, and it's all up to me. I started screaming at him to make her stop. I just kept saying, do something, stop her. I think I made him feel like a bad father. But he's not. He loves her very much.
So basically, this is all your fault. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Yeah.
Yeah, your husband, he's just a cipher where you deposit your emotions, you freak out, he rouses himself from his stupor, springs into action, and annihilates the enemy.
Your Honor.
Come on, the guy can't find some reasonable middle ground. I mean, somewhere between catatonia and all-out warfare against the people who are just trying to do their jobs.
We're trying to do our jobs as parents.
Please, you are clearly out of your depth when it comes to being parents. You panicked because your baby was crying, and then your husband lost his temper and attacked the orderly. Of even greater concern here is what's going to happen when your daughter does something that makes him angry and he takes his temper out on her.
That's way out of line. My client has no history of violence, no criminal record.
It's probably about to change, isn't it?
You can't work here.
I can't?
You can't represent our clients.
Why not?
Because you look like a criminal yourself.
I like that. Makes them feel like I can relate.
Really? How about judges? Do they like that too?
The judges, crowns too.
You can't represent people with an attitude like that. What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with me? How much time we got? Look, what's your name again? Sarah?
Sarah? No, it's Nancy.
So what are you, the honor clean student?
I'm a lawyer.
A lawyer without a clue, you mean? Okay, here it is in a nutshell. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't really matter what you believe either. The thing that'll make you a successful defense lawyer is if your clients believe you're doing a great job for them. It doesn't really matter if you're actually doing a great job for them as long as they think you are. So, get upset, yell, ask lots of questions, use big words, look very worried, and abuse the opposition. Your guy will think you're a genius. And when he's found guilty and put away, just tell him if you hadn't worked so hard, he could be doing even more time. And that'll make him happy because basically he's a low expectation loser. And you'll tell all his prison buddies how great you are, and when they get out, they'll hire you too. So, you need to lighten up a bit. How about you have a little drinky poo here, huh, Sarah? You're kind of cute, aren't you?
The first time it happened, I was holding her. I thought she was gonna die in my arms.
At the hospital. You thought she was going to die at the hospital?
But what that nurse was doing was making Lily cry the same way that she was crying when she had the seizure. You see, the thing about Lily is, I mean, we both love her and everything, but also she's the main reason that Jill and I stay together, so there's that too. I mean, I've had 5 jobs in 2 years and I got fired from them all, but Jill won't give up on me because I'm Lily's dad. You know, I'm really sorry I hurt Mr. Mendez, really, I am. But it would have taken 5 guys to stop me.
If it would have taken 5 men to stop you, you'd obviously decided to use any amount of force to...
But I didn't want to hurt anyone.
Right, unless they tried to stop you. Oh, unless you meant it would have taken 5 men with great debating skills. Maybe that's it. You were planning to debate your way out of the hospital. Did you ask Mr. Mendez to move out of your way?
I barely saw him. I was running and then he was just in my face.
You didn't ask him to get out of my way or I'm going to knock you down?
No.
No. Did he threaten you, say anything that made you think you or your daughter were in any danger?
Well, I knew he was going to try and stop us from leaving the hospital.
Right. And because of your great concern for your daughter's well-being, you weren't going to let that happen. You know, Mr. Brewer, most people, when they're that concerned about someone's medical condition, they would do anything to get them into a hospital.
There's nothing to suggest that they weren't going to walk their daughter right across the street into another hospital.
Was that your plan, sir?
I didn't have a plan. I really wanted her to stop crying so hard. Okay, you know, maybe we don't know a lot about being parents and we're probably screwing it up, all right? But I really thought that if she didn't stop crying, then something really was gonna happen to her.
I had a really hard delivery, 36 hours. I got so tired I couldn't push at the end, so they had to use forceps to take her out. One doctor told me that sometimes babies develop seizures after long deliveries. I'm not sure if they're going to get worse or not. If it's epilepsy, the medication works, but they're not sure, so... I was really scared you were going to jail. What would we have done then?
Probably would have been better off. At least when you're on welfare, it's a regular check. So that judge gave us a break. Probably because she thought we were just stupid kids, eh?
No, because she's fair. If anyone ever deserved a conditional discharge... Look, don't let anybody make you guys feel bad for being young and having a kid. Some of the stuff that I've seen, I think that your daughter is very lucky. The way that you love her, she's blessed.
Look, it's not going to work. There's not enough room.
We can timeshare. When you have a client, I can wait in the hallway.
Yes, but am I willing to do the same for you? No.
Why not?
What's it to you?
Well, the thing is, he probably, no offense, Neil, but he probably can't make it on his own. You know, he's going to need some kind of backup.
Yeah, so you want me to be his mentor?
Yeah.
You're my mentor.
Well, no, maybe
you don't
she
like being my mentor?
No, I do.
He's
but,
my mentor. I'm sorry.
For what? I don't want to be your mentor or your partner. I actually don't want to have anything to do with you.
Wow, see, that's harsh. How come you get harsh like that sometimes? I mean, is it because you feel like you're being exploited? I mean, is it a black thing or a woman thing or a black woman thing?
It's just a thing. Talking to you is making it a bigger thing.
Maybe you just need a hug.
Get your hands off me. You know, you two are really starting to drive me crazy.
Oh, wow. Yeah, listen, I get, whoa. I guess I should apologize for that black thing, or the black woman thing. It was probably...
It was way out of line. His own is just one of the symptoms of his ADD, blurting out inappropriate things.
Yeah, I hear there's medication for that.
Yeah, no, I know there is, but I just don't know if I'm ready for a...
Oh, sorry. Is this me?
Why are we all... I just don't know if I'm ready for, you know, what if the medication alters who I am, right? I mean, it could make me slow-witted, right? It could make me boring. It could...
Make you normal?
Well, yeah, well, no. I just don't know if I'm ready for any kind of extreme personality adjustment. That's why I'm starting small, you know, from the outside. First of all, a haircut.
Yeah, then
and
a
then
shave.
Maybe,
How much your hair better long?
Really? Because I just... oh, wow. I just... Longer, really?
Yeah.
Because that's what I've been... So when you look at me now, and Neil, it's like you don't even really know who I am, right? Not really?
No, I know who you are, Elliot. I just don't always know what you're saying.
Hi.
Hey, Mom. Do I seem like me to you?
Yeah, always.
No, who's
How
that?
you doing, Ellie?
Oh, my God.
Guess who?
Oh.
Oh.
I'm back.
Oh, my God. Don't do that.
He makes you stutter? Okay, I'll stop as soon as you give me a hug.
I'm not hugging.
Come on, Ellie.
Don't call me that.
Yeah, he never liked that.
He wasn't supposed to like it. It was his punishment for being such a girly boy.
Oh, you know what? That's not nice.
Well, honey, you were a little delicate. But you know what? He was always very good for you that way. You know, toughen you right up.
Hey, I thought you... Oh, you know what? That's not... I thought you were in prison.
Well, there's a malicious rumor if I ever heard one.
Well, so what, you weren't in prison?
Prison? Well, I did a little time, but that doesn't mean people need to talk about it behind my back.
Anyway, that's all water under the bridge, and he's here now.
Yes, I am.
And he's going to be filling in for James.
Yeah, Ronnie says the guy couldn't handle the pressure anymore and that you probably needed a little infusion of ugly manliness.
Oh, God, that's so ugly. You know what? I'm not feeling very, I thought he was disbarred.
Well, he was reinstated.
Yeah, all is forgiven.
All is forgiven. You know what? Okay, you know, I'm gonna have a little lie down, Mom. Stop it.
No, he's just a little...
Yeah, delicate.
You should go easy. Can I help you?
Hi, I'm looking for Mr. Ryder.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Ryder's not
Oh,
here.
yeah, maybe I can be of some assistance.
You a lawyer?
Am I a lawyer? Is the Pope a Nazi? Look, I'm better than a lawyer. I'm a winner. So what's your problem? Drugs? Drugs are my specialty.
He means like in the legal sense.
It is drugs, but it's not me. See, there's this lunatic preacher, his name is Reverend Thomas, right? And he's going around giving out crack to some of the addicts in the neighborhood. I mean, he just hands it to them. And my mother and some of the other people from the congregation, you know, well, they're helping them do it, you understand? And it's not just crack, it's heroin, you know? And then the police found out, and you know...
Yeah, well, come on.
Okay.
Yeah, just go. Can you believe this shit? A minister dealing drugs? I think I'm gonna love it here.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been working here on the weekends for the last few months. I thought it was time to make a deeper commitment. She can't do this by herself anymore. She's in a depressed state of mind. She's defeated and confused.
Yeah,
and I know, so am I, but she's worse. She tried to kill herself. Besides, if this place shuts down, then it's a long way to the nearest supermarket. There are a lot of pensioners and single mothers in this neighborhood. And I like the customers. Well, except for the ones that rob us.
You've been robbed?
Yeah, but they don't get much because there isn't much. And most of the people are nice. You know, they come in and they say, "Excuse me, can you tell me where I can find soup in a box?" And then we have a polite discussion about the merits of soup in a box versus soup in a can. And then they go on with their day and I go on with mine. No lingering obligations, no guilt over the possible ruination of someone's life.
Just a discussion about soup.
And then there is the joy of doing a task well, of seeing it transform something that was doomed into something with growth potential.
You are unpacking boxes.
I am going to make this business viable. I am going to reorganize the store, make it more user-friendly. I'm going to develop a new inventory, perhaps even some produce from this century, you know?
How long do you think all this is going to take?
Well, it's going to take as long as it takes, or until the thing is, I think I might be dying. Hey, look, will you do me a favor before you go? Will you, buy something? It'll make her feel a whole lot better. Here, buy this, okay? Please, please, please don't get too upset, okay? It's just a feeling, and I needed to tell someone. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have mentioned it.